All right, next you see that we have it to where if the player collides with that, it will destroy it. But next, we need to still go back and change this, edit sprite, and I made a heart. I mean, I'm going to choose a heart because that's synonymous with giving health. So I'm just going to go to, no, not blocks. So I'm going to go to objects, and you have different hearts here. So I'm just going to choose that. Again, you can always modify it however you wanted to. You don't have to leave it the color scheme it is now. You can do whatever you want. So go ahead and click OK. Make sure that that works. Alright, now we are going to go back into the main player and the behaviors, and this is the cool thing that you've already done the coding for everything except now we need to do the heart, right? So we're going to do, alright, once again, we're going to go ahead and get a trigger collision. And we just made a heart, so we're going to change that to heart. And we're going to say whenever it collides, we're going to get logic and math number 1. We're going to get that number and change it to 1. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hit to get out to plus. Alright, so we see here the spikes is going to take away 1, right? But the heart is going to add 1. So let's go ahead and move that over here, and let's test that out. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, we got -2. Alright, we have 2, so it took away 1. And now let's see if I can actually jump over. There we go. And now if the heart works, good. So you saw that go from 2 to 3. So now you know how to add health. So let's see. Just another thing I want to show you that we're going to go ahead and quickly do an enemy. So anytime you want to add anything that's going to either take away or add health, you can do it right here. And all I have to do is just do a collision trigger and then a number block and the number that you want to add to this. Alright, all the rest can stay the same. You can always modify and do something different, but everything you have here is set up so where now you just boom, 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 quick, you got 2 blocks and you're good to go. So let's go ahead and do an enemy. Alright, the enemy is going to take a little bit of time here. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. Clone that there. That way my enemy can walk back and forth. We're going to make an enemy like in Mario with the Goomba, how they go back and forth. So, as always, click inside your color square, create. I'm just rename this enemy. You can rename it whatever you want. Physics, we want movable. Okay. Edit sprite. I'm going to go to browse in my bottom right, and you can pick again pixel chars, whatever enemy you want. I'm just going to go ahead and choose this monster. Okay, and let's say my monster has stayed up way too late playing video games, even though it should have been in bed getting some sleep. But now it's super tired. Arr. Alright, we're going to do a quick animation. Pick animation, have create new. Again, we're going to do this walk. Now my monster has, if you look over here, has 4 frames. 1, 2, 3 more. Just like in the previous, what we did before was second, third, fourth, fourth. Now, again, you would have to go back and, you know, do the eyes or any sort of modifications that you did on your first one. Got crazy eyes. Alright, and a little slow there, so I'm going to speed up that. That's fine. I think my computer's glitching a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Alright, now let's go to behaviors. Alright, first thing that we need to do is, let's go ahead and get, we need a trigger here. Go ahead and get, here we go, always trigger. We're going to say, I want you to always animate. Okay, so trigger is always, and then go to properties, animation. And since we only had one animation done for that, it'll automatically select it. Out to start. Now, I need to give it a speed. So we're going to do that by going to logic and math number. I'm going to go out to get. I'm just going to set this at a rate of 4. But I also need a velocity because this number could be anything. So let's go ahead and get our velocity block under properties underneath animation. And I'm just going to say, hey, let's just go forward. Now, if I just say, I'll show you what happens if we don't. So right now it's just going to keep walking, right? We need to do another code collision, another trigger here. Go ahead and hit stop on that. Collision trigger, and we can leave that at any. Actually, I don't know if we can leave that at any. We'll try. I don't think any's going to work. Oh yeah, no, any's good because this is what we'll do. Click any, and then unclick top and bottom. That way, it won't toggle every time it hits the ground because it'll just go right. So unclick top and bottom. That way, it'll only it'll toggle when it hits anything from the side. All right, we need a flip block. All right, let's see, under properties, flip. And we want our monster to toggle. All right, that's looking good. Next, and you can keep that like that. You can be done, or you can do code it to where when the player jumps on top of his head. So let me go back to triggers, collision. All right, so whenever the player jumps on top of the head, so we're unclicking left, bottom, and right, and only when the player, whoops, not the ground, whenever only the player jumps on top of its head, it will destroy, right? Everybody remember where destroy is? Under components, and the red X, destroy. So we're going to say hit to destroy. Remember, very important, only when it touches the top of the head, or else it'll just always disappear. I'm trying to think here, and actually, you know what? I think you have to click the bottom as well, because if we don't click the bottom, yeah, that's right. So it's one of those things that, so if you have it to where you jump, actually, let me do this here. I'll get this. Here we go. I'm a little Patriots guy. All right, go Pats, by the way. All right, so whenever the player jumps on top, it disappears, right? So the player, again, they don't occupy the same space. But before this can completely disappear, it technically touches the bottom. When it does that, it will take away a health. But I remember we were trying to figure out, way back when, why that was occurring. And so I just remembered because, it's been a hot minute. I'm pretty sure we have to click the top and the bottom. So we'll just kind of make sure that's what we're doing here. And let's go ahead and do a sound effect for the first time. So this is where we're going to go ahead and do sound effect, and you can add a sound effect to anything that you want. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go into component sound, and now you click on that and go to sound effect. You choose sound. You can loop it. Please turn down this volume to, I don't know. I think it was about. Let me just check over here. I think about 21, because if it's super loud, it will it'll be very distracting, and then also sometimes it'll hurt depending on your headphones. So hit to play, and so now whenever you first we got to choose a sound, of course. Sorry about that. So this is going to be the whenever you jump on his head sound. Okay. I don't know if you can hear these sounds. I don't think you can actually. So you can click on whichever one. I just like doing 8-bit, and I'm just going to choose any one there for right now. You can go back and choose one based on what you want. Alright, so that took care of that. Now we're going to do it to where whenever the trigger collision, whenever your monster collides with the player, but on the left and right, it'll make this sound effect. So this is going to be the hurt sound effect. Okay, we're going to code the actual hurting inside the player, but right now we're just doing the sound effect. All right, let's see what we got here. Go back to components, sound effect, hit the play. Again, this is going to be the one whenever the monster affects 8-bit. Let's see, impact, damage. There we go. Alright, just choosing something real quick. And again, turn that volume down to about 22, 21, whatever. And I don't think, because I have the free version of this recorder, so I don't think you can hear the sound through the recording. So now that I have that, let's go into the player behaviors. And now we need to code it to where whenever you collide with the monster, it'll do damage of 1. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do a collision trigger. I'm going to keep that all nice and neat. And I'm just going to click on that. Again, not the top and the bottom. This is just when it hits the side. So anytime you hit the enemy, it will also take -1. Isn't that great? Anytime now you want anything to add 1 or take away 1, now all you need to do is just add a collision. Collision, boom, boom, -1, +1. Alright, let's make sure that that works properly. Alright, so far that's working. Oops. Alright. And restarting the game. Let's see if there's anything else before I forget. Again, you can do sound effects now for your coins. Alright, so you come down here and it's collision. So anytime I want a sound effect, I come back. I'm going to go back to components, sound, and I just add the sound underneath, hit to play, and then I choose whatever sound effect that I want. Interaction pickups, sure. All right. Bring that back down to 18, 19, 20, whatever, and then that'll play the sound effect there. All right, I only have about a minute and a half before this video runs out of time, but I think off the top of my head, I think that's everything for the basics. All right, this is just a bare minimum. Keep in mind, if you're doing an assignment for me, I prefer not everyone's game to look the same. So when we play them in a few weeks, we play each other's games. If you're online, YouTube, go to the Education, my FlowLab games, and there are some games on there that are phenomenally done. I'm like, just beginning with this. I mean, I understand it, but not in a way that the professionals do. And a lot of times when I make a game, it's just basically like a resource collector. It's just, I basically just vomit a bunch of new things I was interested in doing. So for example, with the Doggy Diamond game, I wanted how to do an axe. This, I made it where an enemy hits me, it would teleport me randomly. I got cannons. I got appearing and disappearing spikes. Alright, got coins, things that get more points than usual, stuff like that. So go on to here, see Education, look up Doggy Diamond, and then go to Edit Game, and you'll find everything you need. Have a good one.